Hello, my lovelies. Well, I don't know what's going on here, but these things are playing on and on and on, and it's gone very strange for me. So that was weird. Oh, good God. So let's see who's in the chat. Well, maybe get my mic up here. Hello, Crafty Cow. Hello, kids. Get in. That went a bit weird. Here we are. I'll start again. I'll have to edit it when it finishes because it kept on playing for some reason. Here we go. Shall we start the show, darling? Shall we start the show again? It went all weird then. So let's start the show again. Now, as you can see from that, this is about that vile, disgusting pervert that is called ViDEOCRAiG, my cousin. As everyone knows, he's my cousin. I'm Blu-ray Craig, he's ViDEOCRAiG. And, of course, he's trying to deflect at the moment onto ViDEOCRAiG. And you know ViDEOCRAiG with this rumour that's going around about him.
Donkey! Donkey!
So he's trying to deflect onto that he himself has got a secret he's trying to have. That he's absolutely the terror of clownfish. He has this desire or unnatural desire to get down and dirty with clownfish. So this is what this show is going to be exposing about. Well, first of all, let's start talking about the news and what's going on. Well, what's this about Brett May? Has he or hasn't he been sent back to prison? And did the shadow boxer report him? So that's the question. What does anyone think about this Brett May situation? Has he gone back to prison or hasn't he? Because actually he was behaving himself, wasn't he? But I told him, I did tell him. I said, stop engaging with the shadow boxer because, you know, best keep away from him. And he didn't listen, did he? So I don't know what's happened there. Yeah, I think so, Neil. I think he has. I think there's a good chance he might be in there. But see, brawls and brain don't go together much, don't they? I don't know what they don't get. Thinking did the same, didn't he? What's his name? Country and Truth. You know, when you get out, you don't start going blasting it over YouTube. You know what you're doing? I mean, you can't have any sympathy for them, you can't. Because, funny enough, I saw the Humble Dry was talking about this before. He was saying when they're actually posting themselves, committing crimes or whatever, or doing something, no acting up, you can't have any sympathy with them because they're not very bright. Not very bright. I've always said this, the children locked in adult bodies, it's scary. It's scary. And I put this down to the fact that it's too easy now to live off benefits. Where in the past you had to go out and work. But the jobs were there then, weren't they? There were plenty of jobs now. Of course, the jobs aren't there. But you had to get out and you had to grow up very quickly. There was no such thing as a teenager. You went from, how did Quentin Crisp put it once? He put it wonderful once. He said what it was. He said you went from being a child to an embarrassing silence. Then you were an adult, and that was it. So you couldn't mess about. You couldn't. You had to grow up. You didn't have a transition between childhood and adulthood. You just went one minute you were a child, next minute when you were 16, 15, actually, you were an adult. Expected to get out there. But now it seems to be men, fully grown men, are children. They act like children. That's no this, I'm tough and all that. That's what children act like. Little boys act like. They don't seem to grow out of it now. But anyway, so I agree with people here. I think it is let's just look. Deck has been arrested. What do you mean by that? Has he? But isn't he still over in the where is he? He's not Thailand, is he? He's somewhere else. Somewhere else he isn't he? I'm sure he is. Just reading up on the comments. Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? You tell you what, you don't want to be well. I don't know about the Philippines, but definitely Thailand. You don't want to be arrested in, do you? Christ, it's a nightmare in Thailand. Certainly don't want to be banged up over there. Not pleasant at all. Oh, it's not him. But yeah, so anyway, I think he's most probably yes. But I couldn't see when he was doing that outrageous. He was okay playing up. This Brett May I'm talking about is playing up to shadow boxer. But nothing I could see where he was should have been arrested for it. But they're very strict, these rules. If you're out on a license, they're very, very strict. Very strict. Because you see, I said this before, it's the naughty step. You've got to remember that. It's an adult version of a naughty step, and you've got to stay on that naughty step. And no matter how much a person's provoked into a response, it's really the matter of, we're testing you to see if you can behave yourself. Let's just look in here. So anyone got any decent news before I go on about this this horrendous violator of clownfish? Yeah. Oh, there's people out there think he's all right. I blame that Chrissy one, as well. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I've seen her. What she does, she goes around, when he's visiting these aquariums, and she distracts the staff so he can go and start. Well, I'm not even going to say what he does to these poor little clownfish. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It is. It's full of it. You've got Decker apparently doing things to canines, and you've got ViDEOCRAiG doing things to clownfish. It's absolutely open. It's I'll tell Anne when Anne gets here, because it's Blu-ray Craig at the moment. Kate, more than terrorizing them. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you what he does. I mean, it's the things I was told. Look, I've told you before, right? I only charge it. This is it, you see. You only get, look, Kelsey, I'm good to you. I only charge you £30 a month to be my mod. Now, I could charge you a lot more. Carry on, and I'll double it, right? Or you're not going to be my mod anymore. So just remember that I'll double it from £30 to £60. Are your age? Oh, this one. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Here's Rach, yeah. Oh, when I'm calling out for someone to come. Oh, and Kate as well. Don't forget Cackle Woman here. Cackle Woman, right? With the pentagrams and all that. Right? These two, I'm on here, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Anne's on, asking, begging, pleading, saying, please, someone come on my show and actually talk to me. Please, for God's sake, someone talk to me. And don't make me feel like a total outcast, you know, please, please. Oh, these don't offer, do they? But oh no, they go on other people's shows. Oh yes. Oh no, I'm not good enough. I'm not good, but they go on other people's shows, don't they? Oh yes. Oh yes. Not on mine, but they go on other. Oh, whiskey. Yeah, go there. We are. There's Rachel on everyone's bleeding show. Isn't she talking away? There's Shiz Kids goes on another one, NFG or whatever it is it's called. But me, oh no, no, no. I'm not good enough for them, am I? I'm not good enough. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, Kate's is a virgin podcaster, so she's getting broken in. As for this one, this is now podcast tramp. This, I mean, if there's a podcast out there, she's on there. You know, she's right there. You know what? Oh, I'm going to get in trouble someday. So I just seen him. Where is he? Where is he? Where's Mister? Calling poor little, what was it you were saying? Calling poor Chrissy a blowfish. He's horrible, isn't he, people? He's horrible. He's horrid. He is to that. Beautiful Chrissy, you know, salted the edges. Though she's going to be in my. Don't forget what's coming up, darlings. What's coming up in my scumbag lotto. Chrissy's in there again. Yes. On these shows, she's nice. In Scumbag Lotto, she's someone horrible. So you just pick the day it is. Got some good things coming up on Scumbag Lotto. I've got to do a new introduction. The introduction got done for I never got a copyright strike, but it was owned to copyright. So where is he? Where's the pervert? He was on here before. Can't find him now. I think I will, Neil. You know, she doesn't. You know, at £30, that's all I charge her a month to be my mod, and she goes and turns up when she pleases. I mean, I really, when she pleases. So what else has been happening on the tubes? What else has been happening that's been interesting? We've just talked about Brett May. I know he's hiding kids. He knows he's being announced for the bleeding pervert he is. So, yeah, there's that. God, what else? That's been boring, hasn't it? Same old. Here we are. See, bleeding pervert. Do you know what? It's poor little clowny fish. Does anyone ever seen Finding Nemo? Oh, when the first time I saw that, I thought it was the most beautiful cartoon. It's my favorite cartoon. Finding Nemo, I think it's beautiful. But it was so sad at parts, so sad, and then so funny in others. Yet this Decker with the woof woofs. I wonder what's going on there. I wonder what's going on. You see, I don't know. Do you think it's this fella he's made it all up? Where is he? Do you think he's come on, people? Do you think he's making it up? One or two, do you think ViDEOCRAiG, when he's made this up to try and keep ViDEOCRAiG going so he can do his shows on it? Do you think so? I don't know. Oh, this Viking samurai fella. Do you know what I think, Craig? Right, this is what I think. Go on, you know, get ready for this. This will give you a belly laugh. This will give you all a real belly laugh, right? Do you know Alex Salmond and Nicola Sturgeon? I think there's something really fishy about those two. Wasn't that good? Did you say fishy Sturgeon? salmon, surgeon. Do you know what? I'm just brilliant, I am. I remember I was talking to John Humble Dryer, and Humble Dryer has just got the worst sense of humor going. He doesn't get jokes. You tell him a joke, and he just like that goes right over his head. And as said this, I had to say it about 3 times, and I could tell he still didn't get it. Oh, but yeah, tell him a funny, and it's just wasted. He doesn't get them. I remember saying to John, what's wrong with him? And shit, he's like that shit. He doesn't get jokes. Well, Neil, that's your problem, Neil. Because if you can't get my sophisticated humor, sophisticated is, I call that, not that tap that this fella comes out with, that jokes that this fella comes out with. Oh, there we are. It's for Craigie. I'm cutting it too much.
But 1 minute you're good, and the very next minute you're bad. At times I ought to hate you. You make me feel so blue. But honest, I can't hate you. You smile at me the way you do. Oh my goodness.
Yes, let's remember he's a Freemason. He's one of the Illuminati. Yes, he's one of the Illuminati. Oh, the Viking, yeah, that's what I was going to say. This Viking samurai, what's he all about, say? What's he all about, eh? Good God. Hey, but did you see I told a joke. I left a joke on ViDEOCRAig's. He was talking about this Viking samurai, saying that he wasn't a Viking samurai, and I don't think he got my joke. Oh wait, do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to? Oh wait, you get ready for this. You'll be rolling on the ground when I tell this one. Get ready, get a cushion down on the ground because you're going to fall down in peals of laughter. But what I said was, oh yeah, he is a Viking samurai, because I saw him in a gay club and he was showing his big horn off on his helmet. And when I said to him, oh, would you like to come out with me for a fun time, big boy? He turned around and committed harakiri right there in front of me. You just can't stop me. Talent, talent just brims out of me. Once you've been in the industry, it just never leaves you. Stars fade, they never die. Stars fade, they never die, darling. Anyway, so here we go. So anyway, let's see. I know there's no stop there. Just once I get off, put a spotlight on me, and that's it, darlings. I'm away. Now, you see, this is the problem. Say that ViDEOCRAiG, this is the difference between me and ViDEOCRAiG, right? Because ViDEOCRAiG goes on and tells jokes, allegedly. He does that. I don't want to get in trouble legally, but he tells jokes allegedly. No legal suits, please, people, no legal suits. Anyway, see, now say that his mic went off. Say that his mic died in the theatre that he's in, or the club. That would be it. He couldn't, he'd be lost. That would be the act over for the audience. He couldn't do anything. But you see, me with my balletic training, I could do a lot of mine. I could do anything. I could do all this business. Oh, you see me face there. Oh, you saw me pretty face. I can do all this. I could do a little dance for them. No music, but I could do a little dance for them. See, Craig couldn't do that. Craig couldn't do a few pirouettes or a few fouettes or a few jetés. He just had to stand there and just go red in the face until the microphone came back on. So anyway, let's see. Just look. Should we look for something? I wanted to look for something on YouTube to have a gander at. There's one thing I want to, but I'm not going to because I'll get told off and say, you're cheating on someone who looks like they've got learning difficulties. But he gets on me tits, he does. Wait a minute, this. Let's see if I can find someone. Oh, there's something really good here. What's this one? ViDEOCRaig Clownfish Gate. Oh, that looks good. I'll have to watch that. Oh, wait, well, this is good. I posted this before. See if you could do this. Let's see. Let me get it first. Here, I'll get this. Do you think you could do this, Craig, when I get ready? If you're wondering why it takes so long, it's because you have to go from one screen to the other. Here, I'll see if you could do this. Do you think you could do this, Craig? Oh. Oh, God. Could you do that? That is what you call a workout, isn't it? What's that? That better not be something horrible. What does that word mean? Go on, what does that word? I'm not even saying it because it might be something nasty, isn't it? You're saying, Rach, you're from that far off world, that place, isn't it? Aren't you a Newcastlonian? You're Newcastlonian, aren't you? What does that word mean that begins with an S? It's not something horrible, is it? Is it A? Oh! So, oh, that's a horrible word. You shouldn't say that. You can say it in America, that R word. You can't say it in England, though. Oh, do you know what? I knew it would be something horrible like that. Isn't he horrible? Horrible. You don't say words like that. Are you sure people are saying this that Decca's in? Of course, I don't know. Yeah, back on the naughty stay, Craig boy. Back on the naughty stay. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do do do. Right, let's see all these. Oh, it's Maureen here. Hiya, Maureen. Didn't know she's sweetheart. As he run away, as he reach, as he run away, he's fled the room, hasn't he? Elvis has left the stage. Elvis has left the stage. Yeah, that's right. Cerebral palsy, isn't it? Tell you something interesting. I could, I'll bore you all about cerebral palsy when it influenced, or they believe it influenced a great piece of art in ballet. In, when was it? 2019, was it 1909 or 1912? Must have been 1909. He's run away, hasn't he? God, he's run away. He's run away, hasn't he? Come on, where is he, the little cowardly custard? Cowardly custard. Yeah, he's run away. I'm running away. Anne's going to tell me off. Oh, he's here. You're still here, are you? Hey. But yeah, I'll tell you. Oh, Big Love. Do you remember saying, look at that? Yeah. Anyone up for being on the card? Being on the card with me? Anyone up for it? Anyone hard enough? Be on the card with me. See, tough I am. I know, yes, I can dare say. Disgusting, those poor little fish. Says a lot about have you seen the size of, do you know the size of clownfish people? They're about that big. I don't even think they're that big, aren't they? The tiny little things. So it shows you that I can tell you one thing, Chrissy ain't going cross-eyed when he's doing the business. She certainly ain't going cross-eyed. Doing the crossword puzzle, isn't she? Doing the crossword puzzle, people. That's what she's doing. Oh, those applause just keep coming. Those applause just keep coming. They do. And what are the rules and what do you have to wear? Well, I said, didn't I, to Danny Christie, you know, when he was talking to me, but I think I upset him. I think I upset him because I kept on calling him a name narcissist. I think he didn't like me calling him a narcissist for some reason. But I said to him, we'd go on, but it would be in 6-inch high heels and handbags. He couldn't do it. You see, I could go on in 6-inch high heels and stay on my feet. But he couldn't. I'd knock him over. One hit in my handbag and he'd be on his ass. I'm telling you now. Are you, Johnny? Anyway, I'll tell you what, Maureen, right? You know, so I'll tell people quickly about this. If you go in and you type in to YouTube, the rite of spring, or what I was always brought up to say, Le Sacre de Printemps, that's a ballet from 1909 by Nijinsky, who was the most famous male dancer ever. Nijinsky. And it's the most weirdest thing going. Don't expect pretty little tutus and going up point. It caused a riot. The theatre it was performed in, it caused a total riot because they weren't expecting anything like that to be performed. And if you look at it, they're coming on. It's set in a prehistorical Russia, and they're preparing to sacrifice a virgin to the earth. And Nijinsky just got all the rules of ballet. No one had ever done this before, so this is why it shocked everyone. They were expecting, I say, little ballerines to go up on point and be doing pretty things. He turned definitely on his head. He got them to put their knees, to dance with the knees, which is extremely hard, pointed inwards and the feet. So they were like knock-kneed. And the hands, they had to keep like that. And they were doing all these jerky movements in it. when they were dancing to Stravinsky's music. And if you heard The Rite of Spring by Stravinsky, or you'll know what I mean. The music is really, it's really madness at times. But anyway, to cut a long story short, people wondered for decades, how the hell did Nijinsky come out with this piece of work just out of the ether? It just totally broke all the rules of ballet. What it was, one of his brothers in Russia was in a hospital, kept in the hospital. He had cerebral palsy. The hands, the jerky movements. And when you look at it and you get told that, you suddenly think, yeah, I can see it. So literally, cerebral palsy, a ballet based on those movements. Dancers, fully trained Russian dancers, these were ballet dancers doing this, actually inspired the biggest move forward and change in any art form overnight. And it caused an absolutely sensation. Well, it caused a riot. Yeah, they actually made a documentary about it, Riot at the Right. If you look for Riot at the Right, that's about the lead up to it and when just all hell broke loose in the theatre when it started, because people weren't waiting for it. These are all rich people, and suddenly they see these dancers all jerking about and jumping up knock-kneed on the stage. They couldn't handle it. So there's a bit of interesting education for you. So anyway, is he still here? Is this person a vile? So is he still here? Is he? He will. Let's see if I can find out. Just to show you. Let's see. So see. Just give me a second and I'll find you some. I hate it. When you have a play after that. When you have a play after that. Oh, shut up. So when the ad finished, I'll show you a bit of it. Do you know what, Rach? All that I'm saying, Rach, is how embarrassing that, he brings Newcastle down like that. How embarrassing. You should kick him out. Where's the part, the entrance to the stage? That's good. The entrance stage is the one where they start taking spasms. And I say for decades, they didn't realize to go from this. Here we go. This is the entrance of the stage. And they start all going into spasms. Here we go. Just for a little bit of entertainment. It doesn't last long. This is Act 2, the entrance of the sage. And this is based, I reckon, on watching his brother who had cerebral palsy. Now watch out, they start going in spasms in a minute. So that, they reckon, was based on cerebral palsy, the movements. Are you Chrissy, love? How you doing? What's he up to, eh? What's he up to? Have you been acting as a distraction for him? Have you been helping him to do things to those poor little clownfish, have you, Chrissy? Anyway, what's John Little said that Maureen agrees with? Billy Elliot. Oh, don't start on that. Don't start on Billy Elliot. Look, I'll be boring people. I can assure you 100% right. Billy Elliot would never have got into the Royal Ballet School with that audition he did. Never in a million years. It was total fantasy, that film. It was a good film, but it was fantasy. You'd never get into the Royal Ballet with that. You're doing what? Cooking katsu curry? Oh, that's nice. Do you want to come on for a chat as you're cooking? Let us see you cooking, Craig. Do you want to come on for a chat before I leave? Oh, I know, Jockney. That was the mistake he made. You know, I didn't like saying at the time. You know, when he was using just people who were not actors. I knew it was going to go all tits up. Acting's a serious business. It's not something that you can just pick up off the street. So just ignore me, Craig. I mean, just ignore me. What it was, the audition he did, he'd never have got into the Royal. Never. Not one bit would he have got into the Royal. Look, you're talking about thousands. Even when I was a kid auditioning for there, you had thousands of people auditioning from all over the world. It's one of the top schools you can go to in the world. So that there's no way if he just did that and started to dance like that, he'd get in. They want to see him doing actual ballet movements, not to show that he can actually do it. What does that mean? But it was a good film, don't get me wrong, it was a good film. What's Kay? Oh, this is a game. We're playing a game with Craig. Here we go. Look at the bastard, but he's laughing, isn't he? See, when he's on, he gets 400 odd, 500 odd views, doesn't he? When he's live. I'm going to have to start doing bleeding Decaheggy once I am. Do you know what? It's no point me doing ViDEOCRAiG ones. Is it? I might as well do Decaheggy ones and get the views. Big views like he does. So you've got competition. It's going to be Decaheggy live with Anne soon. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let's see. If anyone wants to come on for a little chat, and you have to show yourself, because I'm sorry. I'm not having that Chrissy one doing what she did today, Decaheggy. You know, when she was taking the things out, her Satan's fun pillows. Disgusting. Yes. He told everyone what you did, Chrissy, with your Satan's fun pillows there. Mischievous. He's a pain in the ass at times, kids. That's what you call a pain in the ass, mischievous. Lies. It's all I know. And he said that Craig was playing with his little worm. Waiting to get on. That's how he catches these fish, isn't he? He dangles his tackle in the water, doesn't he? That's how he gets all these little fishies. Do you know what? This is what I see, Maureen. This makes me laugh. I think I've mentioned this to you last time. The way it goes, face screen smiling. Not all the time. emojis come up, and I used to think when I'd be watching live chats, I think, why are they typing face green smiling face green smile? It took me a while before I realised what they actually were doing was that the emojis weren't shown. I used to think, why are they typing that? I thought they were actually typing it in. Oh, not very wise, am I? Oh, where's the man himself? Here he is himself. He's left his katsu alone.
I haven't left the katsu alone.
We got a quick shot of you then. Oh, it's a chicken.
Of course it's chicken.
I thought
chicken
you said you were cooking it.
Well, I am, but Chrissy's had to take over because I'm in demand.
Yeah, you're in demand. See, celebrity, this is celebrity.
I can't let. How can I let all 12 of your fans down, man?
Do you know what? He looks in, doesn't he? Just you wait. Just you wait. One day I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'll be looking down at the top of the ladder. And
All right, God, you're starting to sound like Decker Heggy, mind.
Yeah, I'll be helping you up. I'll say, "Here we are, Craig. I don't have any hard feelings. I'll help you up the ladder, darling, to success." Oh yes. So katsu curry. Yeah, it's. Did you know that's Japanese?
What, katsu curry?
Yeah.
Well, not this one's a Geordie one. Katsu curry.
Katsu curry. So,
did you know it doesn't have any cats or anyone called Sue in it?
I know.
Oh, I'm here all week.
Yeah,
Knocked that one at the park, didn't I?
This it. You're getting there. You're getting there. You're all getting there. You'll be. I tell you now. You'll be on Stars in Their Eyes one day. God, that's a bleeding name. Going back, I even remember.
What's that show you're going to be on? Cataracts and
oh, you're there. Good. There's narrative. I haven't spoken to narrative for a while. Is someone else now?
Hello.
Good Lord.
Have we ever spoke, man? I ain't going to go on at your video, Craig. Don't worry about it.
I'm off to brush my tooth.
Right. Oh, so you am going to start on me then?
So
you want to go into it? You want to have a joke off, yeah?
Go on.
Oh, he's run off. He's run off.
I know. You came on and he got offended. I don't know why. I said I was going to speak to him normally and that, like, but he did like that. He just insulted my one tooth, which I ain't got anymore, like, and fucking gonna run it. Look, what you've got to understand about Craig is that he does things like this. He does it to me. He'll be on my show, then suddenly he'll vanish. He just is not annoyed with you. He's not running away from you. He's just used as an excuse because he didn't really want to come on here.
I was going to speak to him, man, like a normal person. I was going to speak to him about wrestling and stuff like that. I was going to have a normal conversation.
Narrative, don't do that. You can't do normal with Craig. You've got to understand he's not normal. So you're not going to be able to talk normal. He's definitely not normal. I mean, I worked out. Oh, Kate, thank you, darling. Oh, aren't you lovely?
You're fucking riff-raff, lad. You know what I mean? If I'd done the stuff you said and that, like, said the stuff you said and done the stuff you've done, I'd be ashamed to come on here. So don't even start calling me riff-raff. You get me?
Oh, and he's only joking.
He's no, he ain't. No, he ain't. There's no laughing emojis there, lad. You know
He'll be sitting there pissing himself now. That's what he's like. He's a naughty boy. He is. He does. I do that now and again and wind people up. And I start pissing myself laughing and they take me seriously. He's pissed off. Get back on, Craig. If you come on, Craig, be a man. Here we go. Let's make love. Be a man and get on and face some music. Come. Here we go. Where's that?
You don't like it. He'd like me on the Decker Daily or something like that. He'll probably do something like, Christy, brush your teeth. I've got false teeth. I still have to brush them, like, but like, what are you getting at?
So,
Chrissy, eat a salad.
Little no cross on that. So,
Are you related to Emma Cockrell? Are you related to Emma Cockrell, Chrissy? Fucking hell, you look like sisters, man.
Ooh. Look, I didn't know there was trouble between you and ViDEOCRaig. Don't you
No,
know?
I've made a few videos on him, like, and that, like, but I've left him alone, like. And I made a Bray Wyatt video, a wrestler who had died, like, and he commented on it, like, and I was respectful in that, just like what he said, and that. Did I say anything else? And I spoke to him since.
Oh, here
So
we
no,
go. I thought that wasn't Chrissy. Yeah, he did that. He did that. See what he does. See what he does. He's a cheeky monkey. He got hold of Chrissy's phone and did that. I knew that wasn't Chrissy. It's just not like you.
all
Is
right.
it?
Well, you know, I'm not supposed to know, Chrissy. Like, I'll just attack if somebody like
Yeah.
attacks me. You know
He's
what I
only
mean?
joking. This is what you've got to take with ViDEOCRAiG. See, I used to have run-ins with him because it used to like with John Humble Dryer. People don't realise in the background I had terrible arguments with Humble Dryer. You know, I couldn't stand him and all this business. We do have arguments. Me and ViDEOCRAiG, I'm always like, go on, get lost until you get used to him. And when you get used to him, you realise that this is what you have to understand. This is what the approach.
Well, you know him a lot better than I do, though. Yeah.
Watch this.
But 1 minute you're good, and the very next minute you're bad. At times I ought to hate you. You make me feel so blue. But honest, I can't hate you. You smile at me the way you do. Oh my goodness.
See, when he's good, he's very good. When he's bad, he's even better. And that's the approach you have to take with him.
Yeah. You know what was on the other night, Anne? What happened to Baby Jane? It was on BBC Two, man.
Oh, the original one with
Yeah,
Joe
black and white one.
Oh God, what a film! What a film! Absolutely amazing.
It might be on the iPlayer now, because if it's been on this week, it might be on there.
I've got it on here. I think I've actually downloaded it because it's one of my favourite films. Oh, anyone that has seen Whatever Happened to Baby Jane with John Crow, not the horrendous one with the Dingo Sisters. They did a remake, didn't they, with what's the name? Can't remember the name, but it was
Joan Crawford in fucking.
But the original one, Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, my God, that is absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Oh, John, you need to go to the doctors. You need to go to the doctors. I hate to tell you that. Just book an appointment, because that is, you may not realize it, but what you've just typed there does not make sense. It's shown that somehow your thought patterns are not as, you know, you're not seeing the world as there actually is. Jockney, where have you gone? Jockney, I was just going to let you on then, Jockney, and you book it off. Jockney came on
come on, Jockney, man. Give me some support. And anyway, ViDEOCRAiG, like, if you're listening, like, I wasn't even going to go on at you then. You probably thought I was going to bring up that spastic thing and that what I was talking about.
Stop saying that word. I hate that word.
Man. I know. I hate it as well.
No, actually, you know, that's actually the proper word to call people.
I know.
But
yeah,
it's been that abused that much.
You're on about spacker, ain't you? Spacker.
I didn't know what. I'm sorry, I pointed out now because I didn't know what it meant, and I thought.
Yeah, spastic, innit? It's spastic, like basically, like, but shortened.
But isn't it funny? That's the real word, and yet, because the way people have abused it, we think, oh, when you hear that word spastic, it sounds horrible, doesn't it? Now.
Yeah, it's what they used to call Down syndrome people, like in that, like somebody said in the chat, in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that.
Which wasn't very nice. Are you, Jockney?
Oh, good afternoon, Anne and Craig. How are you?
Yeah, man, big up the Jockney Sparrow, man. Loving your tunes, man. I always whack a like on.
Yeah, thanks very much for that.
No worries, man.
I've got a good idea. I've got a good idea because, you know, ViDEOCRAiG is cooking a meal at the moment. I think he's helping out, I think, to cook the meal. I'm thinking, why don't they do that thing like it's on it's on TV, there's a programme where 4 people cook a meal or something. They each cook a meal and
come down.
I don't know what it's called, Dan. You know the thing, like the programme.
Come down with me.
Oh yeah, I was thinking you could have ViDEOCRaig. You could have the other guy that he does a lot of videos about.
Oh,
ViDEOCRaig, yeah. Voldemort.
You could have them two and then add another two. Another two people. So,
But
me. Oh, they'd have to serve all my food like liquefied there, wouldn't they? Because I won't be able to eat it.
You know what gets me though? Come on, Jockney.
I'm only joking, man. You'd be surprised what I can eat.
Shut up, narrative. Shut up when the master is speaking. When the master is I say, no, don't you think though we see far too much of Blake? Yeah, Rachel, right? Rachel's just said in the comments, we see far too much of Craig. Yawn. We don't want to see any more. Then Rachel just put it there now, hasn't she? So that's right. And look, Scott Check saying the same. Oh God, I can't imagine seeing another show with him in it. Yeah, Scott Check's agreeing. I can't see another show with that ViDEOCRaig. My God, I'm sick to death of seeing it. This is it, We don't want to see any more of them.
All right, Scott Check, man. He's all right on the decks, man. He's all right.
On the decks. But yeah.
And I heard, but that movie you done a review on the other day, the one about in the Northeast gangster movie. I heard that the reviews that ViDEOCRaig was the best actor. He was the best actor in the movie.
Actually, he was all right. He was good in it. His character wasn't supposed to be serious anyway. He's like a drug addict and he goes for it. But it's supposed to be like a comical scene, that way. There's comedy scenes in it.
I haven't seen it yet, man. I've only seen the trailer, and is that ViDEOCRaig in the cell sitting on the floor, ready to strap his arm up? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but it's very quick. You see him in one part, which I had to laugh. I won't spoil it, but yeah, he's in it. But
he does look like he's done it before, though.
Oh, he has. Yeah, he's been in films before. But yeah, he was good in it.
What, strap his arm up, has he?
No,
has he been a strap arm?
I can't remember whether he did or not, or whether it was mate doing it in the film. But he's doing something in the car, if I remember. But
did he have that pointy haircut in the movie? And the pointy thing.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, he's having a fight at one point, right? He's getting into a fight. And he gets knocked down.
The man of the truth is here. I just want to tell everyone.
I'm going to don't just jump in over people when they're talking. It's so rude to do that.
Can't help it. TP's here though, man. He deserves a welcome.
Yeah, when you don't suddenly wait until I've finished or someone finishes speaking before you do a welcome. Anyway, right.
I'm sorry.
Here we are. I'm silencing you until I'm finished. It's so rude that Jockney. It is jumping in over.
Yeah, he's speaking over you, and that's not very polite.
I've lost my train of thought now. I don't know what I was saying, so I might as well mute you because I don't know what I was saying. So there we are. That's lost to time anyway, whatever it is. See, this isn't exposure TV, Everyone talk over each other. Come on. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Oh, Pete, that's not the real PP, is it?
It is.
Because he's got copies, hasn't he? He has people that copies. I don't know. Find out, Rach. Is that not Rach? Sorry, Kurtz. Not Kurtz. Kelsey. I'm getting. See, you've all got K's in your name except Rach, so I don't know why I said Rach instead. But you've got K's. Find out if that's the real Kelsey. Is that the real one? Go and do your job. Go on. Is that the real PP? Oh, he's just lost his poor little dog, hasn't he? What was his name?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a shame, man. That's something I'd never take the piss out of. What I mean?
No, I had that done to me when my dog passed away by that horrible Chris Hart.
Them family, man. Them family over his.
That was my baby. He was my baby. Bonzo was, and to have the day after he died, have Chris Hartley going on, cheering and laughing and putting his name up as a Zavi. God, I hope he gets calm about it.
Nah,
I
man.
do hope he gets calm.
I like that
But,
cast, man. It's funny, like, but like taking the mick out of dogs, that's a bit low, man.
Well, that's it. I would never. Dogs. When someone's got mourning for something, you don't do it, do you? But that's it. There are fair babies. There are fair babies. There are children. They are the parts of the family. Lovely little, beautiful little angels. Angels with paws. I heard a lovely thing once. Dogs are angels. You have two kinds of angels: angels with wings and angels with paws, and that's true. And Fleabag is out, my little cat, which I never thought I'd have a cat again. God, that was a shock to me. Never thought that would happen.
What do you think about them Mexican aliens, man? What do you think? They look fucking fake to me.
They look totally fake. They could have made them look real, couldn't they? Have you seen them,
I
Johnny?
know, you saw him, Johnny.
Eh?
Have you seen the Mexican aliens? He's not even listening, is he?
Oh yeah. I did that little alien picture. It looked really good, and I seen it online in a newspaper article, like American newspaper.
It looks just like someone's done a back carving, doesn't it? But
it looks a bit like E.T., you know, one of them type of things like E.T.
But I think the preparedness for something, you know, the slowly preparedness for something to say we've made contact or we're in contact. That's the feeling I'm getting. That this is building up.
You know what I mean? Give it 10 years time, like the information they're going to be putting out then is going to be mad. I think.
Yeah, I think what it is, they have made contact. For me to speak like this is totally bizarre because anyone will tell you I'm not into all this alien stuff. But I've noticed the way they're carrying on recently. I'm thinking they're getting us ready to say something so that they can reveal that either contact.
But I don't trust the government at the same time. Sorry for interrupting. Sorry, and I don't trust the government like either. So, because the government, like, they're run by Satanists. There ain't no doubt about it. They give all the signs up and that, like, you know what I mean, and. Them trying to destroy Christianity, you can't deny that, like, because that's the only religion you're allowed to bash nowadays, isn't it?
Well, not really. No, faith and bash. No.
Scientology as well. Apart from Scientology and Christianity, you can take the mick out of it all day, but if you take the mick out of something else.
No, what it is, it's not that the governments are stopping people taking the mick out of other things. It's that you have certain other religions that take a very violent response to start taking them.
How about if the angels, though? Eh? How about if the angels, these UFOs?
What about angels?
Could be angels, couldn't they?
Oh, I don't know. When it comes to things like that, I don't know.
Anne, can I ask you, and Craig, can I ask you something? Because I know you're interested in this UFOs and that.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a guy? I read a book years ago, a long time ago, called Chariots of the Gods by Eric von Däniken.
Yeah, I remember.
I've heard of the book, but I've never read it. Do you know George Adamski? Yeah. That's something interesting, something to look up.
Well, Chariots of the Gods, I remember when that was a thing, you know. When
I've heard of it, man. I've heard of it.
But a lot of it has been debunked, you know, what he said. So a lot of that. See, this is what I think I'm saying this year in the chat a while ago.
The ancient astronaut theory.
We have to be careful, very, very careful, because we know damn well they know ancient man was much, much more advanced than we thought he was. They know that. They know it. So that, as I say, when you talk about, they built the pyramids and all this, that, and the other, you don't need aliens to build that, because, and the simple fact, if it was aliens, this is what I've always said, they were crap. Because if that's what they produced, that you'd expect them to come up with something better than that. Whereas
but they might have given the Egyptians the technology to use themselves, and they might not be equipped at using it properly. But they couldn't get all the stone from all the quarries like there, like it don't make sense, does it?
Well, they know how they did it though. That's what they know. They built actually.
Sledges,
No, they
sledges,
built.
right?
No, they didn't. They built a river. They can see the remains of the river. They actually diverted the Nile to float them down the river, so they could do it. They did do it. So they found the technology. It's like Stonehenge. They go on. How did they do it? People forget they had 3,000 years to do it. When you consider that Stonehenge took 3,000 years work in progress, and it looks like it was never finished, it's shit for 3,000 years. That's
But
awful.
we they see it when it was built first.
But they don't even reckon it was finished. And that took
I know.
3,000 years. God blimey, in 3,000 years, you expect they could have come up with some bed and a few stones down.
No. But how can you get like a rock up there, like without like machinery, and there won't have machinery in Stonehenge? So
Because they did have machines that could do it. You have enough people. You have enough. It's like the Italian
no,
heads.
you still need that like final push to get
Don't.
it on the top, man.
Anyway, I'll give you the thing. I remember this, and this always stuck in my mind. You're an alien, right? And you
Yeah,
arrive on this planet. Now, there's no humans. Humans have all vanished. And the spot you arrive on, you're looking at this structure that they've built.
yeah.
And it's got a big spire at the top of it at one part.
Yeah.
And you're looking at it and you're thinking, what is it? What is this thing? And for a few hours, you're looking at it. And you think, what did this mean to these people?
Yeah.
And then you look at the ground and you start seeing that shadows being cast by this pointy thing on top of this building. What would you
Sundial.
do? You'd think it was a sundial, but it's actually a church. It was never built as a sundial. No,
Yeah,
church
but I know it was. But
But
I
yeah,
thought that's what you was gonna say because you was
yeah,
on about the shadows and stuff.
that's it. So actually, this is where you've got to be careful drawing conclusions about what it was meant to be. It's when they make out that Stonehenge was an astronomical centre. It may never
Yeah.
have been. Where if you didn't know what a church was, you would more likely think that it was a way of keeping time by looking at the shadow being cast.
Yeah.
Stonehenge, they reckon now, was nothing more than a modern day, what do you call it? What's that place where they all hang out and have parties and music and all that?
Like a
festival. It was a massive
festival.
that people came from all over the place to.
Nah, but
So
how
it
do
was
you know that? That's just guessing.
there's
Guesswork.
no religious icons ever
I
been.
ain't saying it's religious, and I'm saying
Yeah.
like, how do you can't say for sure? Nobody can say for sure for 3,000 years, man.
No, 100% they know. Because of the remains they found. They found remains of thousands of pigs that were cooked there and different pieces of stuff. And they said what it is, what happened, what they reckon happened. It was actually an African man.
Yeah. Before all religion, it was paganism, or and like in our country and stuff like that, in many countries. So
paganism was a religion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the religion, like about the animals and the nature and all that stuff. And yeah, that was before any religion.
But shall I tell you something? Well, it was a religion. Christianity is.
Well, it was the first religion then. That was the first religion then.
But explain something. This was curious. This isn't a catch-out question. No one knows the answer to this, but this is something curious about Britain. We don't appear to have had gods. Strange enough. There was something
about like Greece and Italy and stuff. You mean about that, like?
They've never found any kind of stone statues or images of gods in the UK. They can't work it out. So it looks, but there was something, people were obsessed with rivers for some reason. They definitely believed there was something about rivers that made them special.
Have you heard of the Hellfire Club?
Oh, God, that was Ireland, wasn't it?
Nah, there was one in this country as well. There's one in Ireland and one over here as well.
Oh, I've heard the one in Ireland, just say Freemasons, weren't they, on the run? basically.
Yeah, but they used to sacrifice people in there.
And I've got a question for you and Craig. Sorry, this is a trivia question. I know the answer, of course. What is the biggest, most popular and successful science fiction movie of all time?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Nope.
Star Trek.
No.
Oh, what is it?
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
Go on, man.
I don't want to be too honest.
Actually, hang on. Let me think about it a minute. Let me think a minute, man. Let me think.
Yeah, go on.
Science fiction.
Yeah. Just a one-off movie.
One-off movie.
Don't forget, science fiction doesn't have to be about spaceships, does it?
I know.
About something else. Yeah, you immediately think, all right.
Nah, man, I ain't gonna get that. Give me the clue, man. Give me the clue.
Yeah,
I'll give you a clue. There's a little alien in it that rides.
E.T.
Oh, hang on. I might have give you the wrong clue. Sorry.
I was going to say E.T. Oh, I love that film.
No, I've got it wrong. That was the wrong clue. I'll just
You're a funny guy, man.
I'll give you the initials of the director of the movie, and then you might guess it.
What?
SS, I think it is.
Steven Spielberg.
That's the director.
Oh, it can't be.
It can't be.
That
was a joke, by the way.
The Third Kind.
Aye, that's it. Aye.
That is
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Biggest movie.
The guy that he makes like a mashed potato mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's a good film, man.
I'm surprised that I would have thought E.T. would have.
Yeah, it came out in one of the programs I watch on telly. You know, they have a countdown to the most successful, and it was the most successful science fiction movie of all time, and that came out right at the top, number one.
I would have thought
What's the
E.T.
guy's name in it, man? What's the guy's actor's name now? He was in Jaws as well.
Yeah.
What's his name,
Richard Dreyfuss, wasn't it? Something like that.
Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, I went to see they turned the original Jaws into 3D in the IMAX.
It went crap over there. The first one was the best.
But I'm talking about the first one. They've made it 3D, turned it into 3D, and that was absolutely brilliant in 3D.
I remember
the 3D one, the one that was made in the 80s in 3D, went to see that, and that was awful. The 3D, and it was terrible. Tell you the best 3D film ever, and if they ever re-release it in cinemas, go and see it, because you only get the effect in the cinema. Seen on television, and it doesn't work. They released when Friday the 13th Part 3 was brought out. That was in 3D, and there was another 3D buzz going on. I tell you now, 3D in that, when you see it in the cinema, it's absolutely breathtaking. You talk about it comes right up to your face, and people would just sit you. Yeah.
Do you remember Max Headroom? Because that's who you're reminding me of at the minute.
It does a bit, doesn't it? I used to hate Max Headroom. I hate that.
Max Headroom, man. Do you remember when he hijacked that station? It's been on loads of countdowns and stuff. And that's mad.
Who's Mr. Shaw? Oh, Mr. Shaw. Well, here's the question. What was the name of the shark in Jaws? The mechanical shark that kept on breaking down?
He wasn't called Jaws, was he?
No. What was he called? Anyone know?
Son of a bitch, man, at the end when he shot it. Smile, you son of a bitch.
But I remember that being released. I was about 11 when it was released, and honest to God, it's one thing you'll never get again. And it's a shame, because I actually experienced, people my age, you'll experience this, Johnny. We went through the last golden age of the cinema, the very last one. You remember, used to have to queue up for hours to get in to see
it.
You could queue up and be turned away. Jaws, they were just, I'll never forget it. Jaws was the one that, The Exorcist started it. I remember that. The Exorcist started the big blockbusters, and people would be queuing up. You couldn't book tickets then in advance, and they'd be getting turned away. Well, then Jaws happened, and I remember it took about 3 attempts to get in to see that, and they had 3 screens at the Odeon, and I think they had their own 2 there. And when we thought that was absolutely extreme, what happened Star Wars, when you're talking about it, was just right round the block and up and down the streets, the queues. You'll never get that again. And you'd go into the theatre and it would be jam-packed. There'd be no sitting room at all. And what was it like, Johnny? Wasn't it the most exciting thing to be involved in? Watching a film then, a blockbuster, because the theatre would be just full, wouldn't it? You couldn't move for people, and you'd actually see the steam rising in front of you off the bodies. So we're lucky in that way.
My mum told me all about it when I went to see The Exorcist, man, and it scared the crap out of her, man.
Oh, see, you'll never get that again now. It's like, it was sad when I went to see Jaws when they changed it into 3D recently in IMAX. It was so sad seeing the cinema nearly empty, because I remember when it first came out going to see it, and as I say, it was jam-packed. You couldn't get a seat, and the steam was just rising up off people's bodies. It was that full, and you couldn't hear anything. People were silent. It's hard to get it now, but it was a wonderful time. It was all excitement there.
Oh, yeah.
And Johnny's got to sleep, haven't you, Johnny?
No, I was going to say, and you know that 3D. I mean, I remember years ago, you know, when it first came out, and even the old sort of 3D, in its early days, when somebody fired, like, you know, like an arrow from a bow or through a spear, I tell you what, I was ducking.
You know, nowadays, right, like, everything's CGI computerized, right? Back in the day, they used to put the effort into films, like, so it looked real.
Exactly.
Now it just looks like computerized. Everything's like CGI. Like, you know what I mean? It wrecks it to a certain degree.
I tell you what, sorry, check out the one, the Jason and the Argonauts, you know, the original film with the skeletons.
Yeah, I've seen that, man. I watched that when I was a kid, man.
Is that in there, like with the swords and all that? Brilliant. Aye, brilliant.
By the way, man, is anybody here a fan of the Saw franchise?
Oh, no, I saw the first one.
I've got them all, man. Like, and there's a new one coming out, like, in a few months, like, and it takes you back to John Kramer before the first film. It's the people that, like, messed up his. They tried to sell him, like, dodgy cancer treatment that were going to help him, man. And that's the game. That's the people in the game. The people who did that to him.
See, Brian said this, well, CGI has ruined. It has ruined a lot of movies because they rely on it too much. So you get a crap storyline where in the past they couldn't rely on CGI. So they had to have the story there or it didn't work. So they had to have a really good story to go with it. And that's what, I mean, don't get me wrong, you do still get some really, I mean, look at the Avatar films. I mean, they're full CGI.
Now, I'll give you an example, right? Have you seen The Thing? Like, The Thing?
Yeah, the original.
Right. The original John Carpenter version, right? Look at that, right? And look at the newer version and look how crap that looks compared to the real animatronics. Because that's what it's called, animatronics, like, where they get a puppet in, like, and...
Yeah, it
looks totally bullshit, man, compared to the new one. I mean, the old one. Yeah. The new one looks shit, man.
Well, it happens. It's like The Exorcist. I'm sorry. They brought out some new... It's not a remake, but it's sort of like an updated version. I follow up to it. Exorcist Believer. Now, I'm sorry. They're not going to be able to better the original one. And everyone says this because you can't get that shock value that you originally had with the original Exorcist. You can't get it.
No.
You can't repeat
you're going to get that back. It's like Freddy Krueger, man. When they tried to remake Freddy Krueger, man, it failed terribly.
Yeah.
Terribly.
Some of them,
you know what I mean?
Let's put this, some of them are good. And you get, because remember, the remake of Friday the 13th where they updated it, that
was good.
was better than the original, because the original one was so
Yeah.
hammy. I mean, even though at the time it was a huge success, it was hammy.
And you know another good remake, and it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the
Yeah.
first one, and I like the beginning as well. Them two, you know, that sheriff in it.
Yeah.
That is really them two films are really good.
Well, do you know what gets me? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, that's where I always feel guilty, because you know the end scene where she's at the table, strapped in the chair, and she's screaming, and they're all laughing at her, going, yeah! I can't help laughing at that, and it feels so guilty. I know when they go, yeah! And I'm like, oh,
when
God,
they're all in the face, like laughing
Yeah.
at her, like,
and I'm like, I should be laughing at this, but I can't. And she's in the thing of car, isn't she, in the sack? And he's got a stick prodding her, and she's going, yeah, and he's like, with this stick. It's like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I can't help it.
I've got a big stack of DVDs, man, or like a lot of horrors. Like I've got the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and that, because I like to keep the DVDs, because if the internet ever goes off, you got something to watch, man.
Oh, I've got my DVDs. I have got my DVDs, but I like it. The Saw films, I like the first one. I got the second one. I think it was the second one. And I couldn't watch it because there was a scene where he was going to cut his eye open to get a key. And
that's the start, Anne. That's the start. He's got to get the key out. He don't do it though. He fails,
I couldn't watch that. I couldn't watch it. I thought, no. And as you get older, I don't know about you, Johnny, as you get older, I can't watch gory films. Can you? I can't watch it.
Because I grew up on them.
Odd things. Yeah, I've never really been into them. I'm sort of like I like a lot of comedies. You know, I do like some of the gangster movies, like you mentioned the other night, the Godfather trilogy and Goodfellas.
I love thrillers, man. I love thrillers, horror thrillers. Like, you know what I mean? Have you seen Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, but it's supposed to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Like, because I don't want to give it away, man, because like it's one of them. If you hated it, I don't want to look it up though. Anyway, man, it's a brilliant film. It's one of them ones like I can't tell you, man.
Well, have you ever watched any of the old ones? Narrative.
Which one?
You know, something like which is more, it's gentler by today's standards, but actually it's scary it's one of these films that's scary when you think about back to it. Have you ever seen The Innocents from the 1960s? No. The Innocents. It was based on Henry James's The Turned Screw, and in it there's these children, and this government is just trying to work out whether they're possessed or not. This was before The Exorcist, and I don't know whether have you seen The Innocents, Johnny, with Deborah Carr?
Is that the one with the yellow raincoat on?
No, that's Alice, Sweet Alice.
All right.
Here we are. Wait there in a minute. Just wait there 1 second.
Yeah, man. How about Caligula? That's like a raunchy film, isn't it?
Craig, have you ever seen Ray Winston, Ben Kingsley, and Sexy Beast?
No. I've heard about it many times, but I've never seen it.
Cracking movie, man.
Sorry. Go on.
Check it out. Sexy Beast, man. Brilliant.
Have you seen Gangster Number 1?
I think I have, yeah.
With Malcolm McDowell in it and Paul Bettany.
Yeah. That was good, that one.
Put it on.
That's brilliant, that film, mate.
Yep.
I love the actors in that. Many good actors in that film.
I won't be able to with this filter on, because the filter will take over. Here we are. Talk about Alice, Sweet Alice, right?
Yeah.
See that?
Oh, that's good, isn't it? Nice.
That's the mask. One of the masks from Alice, Sweet Alice. There we go.
Yeah, that's the one, man.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen
it.
How about that film with what's his name in, man? It's called Don't Look Back or something. He loses his kid, Donald Sutherland, man. Like, and he's following this little red coat woman, like all around little woman, dwarf man, like, and he turns around and he pulls the mask off and slits his throat. Man.
No, that's it. Well, it was inspired by Don't Look Now with the horrible little. It's like a dwarf, isn't it? At the end.
Yeah, man, it's weird that film is, man, because I've watched a clip through that film, man.
Yeah.
That's freaky, that is. Just turns around at the end, man, with a little face, man, and slits his throat, man.
And remember you told us about a film. You said it was really, really, a top horror film. I don't know if Craig was on the chat that night, but you said it was. You can't get it in this country, but you can get it somewhere else. You remember that?
I'm a horror buff, man, and I'll tell you. You know what the sickest film you'll ever see is? It's called a Suburban or Serbian film.
I don't know. I don't know what that one was, Johnny. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah. I remember you mentioned that you said you can't get it, in this country, but you get it somewhere else or something. I don't know if it's that one that you just mentioned, the Serbian film. Is it?
It might be. Because, like, I follow a channel called Spooky Rice, right? And he goes through all the films over the country and he breaks them down. So you'd have to watch the film, like, and he breaks it all down, man. Like, and there's loads of films on there, disturbing ones, man. And that's the worst one I've ever heard him talk about, man. I ain't going to say why. There's like, I can't tell. I don't feel comfortable saying what happens in it, man.
Oh no, don't say that. I hate that. No, when you ever didn't notice someone and they spoiled the end of the film. Oh yeah, it's like
the least graphic thing I can say, right, is he's having intercourse with somebody, right, and he chops her head off.
I'm not watching.
That's it. Bang.
That's it. We're not going to watch it, are we, Johnny? Because we don't watch films where they get down to dirty things.
I don't really do horror.
Man. I just watch that channel.
I remember when American Werewolf came out, the lead actress in it. Now, American Werewolf has got some gruesome scenes in it. And she said she went to see it, the actress, and she had her daughter with her. And she said this woman was watching it all the way through. And she said when it got to the sex scene, she got up, walked out with her friends, said, "Oh, disgusting, I'm not watching this." She said she just seen people being mauled, but she said the idea of two people having sex in the film, she just got about it, she walked out. But, does that say? I more or less like the psychological thrillers now. I'm not into
I do as well. But I like gore as well. How about the Cannibal Holocaust? The director got arrested for murder and that because it looked that real.
I've seen that. It's not good, it's gory, but it's not all that good as a film.
Nah, they kill animals on screen. That was a big no for the picture or it the director got arrested for because it looked that real. Some of it, they thought they'd really died.
Scum. That's another one I remember when it was first released. That was supposed to be. I'll tell you the history of that film. That was supposed to be a television play or a television film made for television, and they just said no. They said we can't put this on television. They said it's not going to be suitable for television. So that's how that became a film. So that's how that happened. There were some good things. We're saying this the other day, the 70s. I put a clip up from one. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, the original 1973, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. There were some amazing television horrors that they used to put on.
Yeah. You're right. Sorry for interrupting. She's right, though. Yeah. The television horrors was really good back in the day. It was as good as any film. Like the Vault of Horror. You remember that? And when they all went down and they had a different story each of them.
Yeah.
The Vault of Horror.
There was some, I say, but if you ever get to see, you won't see it on YouTube because you can buy it on YouTube. But the original 1973. Though the remake was good, don't get me wrong, the remake was really good, but they suddenly changed it to a little girl, and in the original it was a woman, and also the ending of the new one is nothing like the ending of the original, and that's what shocked people. They didn't expect that to happen at the ending, because usually back then it was always a happy ending.
I'll
Goodness.
tell you what you can get on YouTube though, man. You can get all the what was it, man? The Twilight Zones, man. You can get them on there, like the new one, and tell the script as well.
Jockney, just tell me this: were you one of the people that, like me, you saw the original one with the gremlin on the plane? Do you remember that?
You see them all.
There's something on the wing. Something.
Jesus. I can tell you now that put the fear of God into people when that was first broadcast.
Yeah, it was Star Trek. What was his name? William Shatner was the first one to do it.
He was in there, but you know where the scene where it suddenly appears at the window?
Yeah, man, that horrible
thing on the wing. They were saying, "Oh, did you see that?" Now it looks really tatty. Now it does.
Yeah.
But back then, it was horrific. It was like, oh my God, it was horrific. It was. But yeah,
Outer Limits. Do you remember the Outer Limits programs? Outer Limits.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was sort of like a spin-off from Thingy, wasn't it? From the Twilight Zone, the Outer Limits.
Yeah, it was like individual different stories every week or whatever. You know.
Right, really, ViDEOCRaiG. I think you've made that up, here. I could be wrong. I got Blu-ray, and I've got I've got a couple of Blu-rays, but most of them are old DVDs, by the way. So,
can I just say big up to Bela Lugosi? What a cracking actor that guy was. You know, the guy Bela Lugosi.
Oh yeah.
Like old doing like vampires and that.
Yeah.
By the way, Anna, Yam Yam is somebody who speaks from my neck of the woods. I'll just say, if you don't know.
But if you put what you've got to be careful of, Yam Yam, right? No, if you're putting up on YouTube, especially if you're putting up videos, be careful, because you can't suddenly start getting your channel struck. And so you have to be careful of that. And all you've got to get is 3 strikes and your channel's gone.
Yeah, I know. Like,
be careful, be very careful.
They're all unfair, though. They're all unfair. Like, I took a picture, took a still picture, right, of somebody, and then talked over it, and then I'll get a strike for that out.
Well, if it can be seen as a reaction video where you're discussing it, they shouldn't be able to take it down. So you just say, no, I'm appealing this. That's how video.
Who knows how good of that shit, man. I'm going to be more careful from now on, simple as.
Well, ViDEOCRaiG, that's how he gets away with doing what he does, because it's reaction videos. When I do ones about, which I'm going to be doing, about a shadow boxer, it's a reaction video, so we can't do anything about it. But if I just play a clip and don't say it, or just put writing over it, well, then they say that's not a reaction video, it's just using it. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to start winding up now. This has been long for me, but I'll be on again tomorrow if anyone wants to come in.
Yeah, I've got the Freddy box set, Freddy Krueger box set, and I've got the Human Centipede box set, but I got the third one, and it's just 1 and 2.
Now, I'd love to see that. I haven't seen that, the Human Centipede.
I've got 1 and 2. Well, the 1 and 2 box set, I've got them, and the three is available on YouTube, I think.
Big up the box sets.
Yeah, I'll have to actually. The Human Centipede, I would like to see that, because I've heard so much about it. And the second one's supposed to be even worse, isn't it, than the first one? Yeah, but
the first one was good, but the second one's sick, man.
Yeah, I heard that it's extremely beyond the pale, isn't it? But anyway, darlings, I'll be on tomorrow. I'll start at 7 o'clock tomorrow if anyone wants to join.
See you later, Craig.
Thank you, Jockney.
See you later, Jockney. Respect to you, man, as always. Respect to Anne, as always. See you later, Craig.
Bye. And thank to everyone in the chat, and I'll leave you all with this.